Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into some powerful truths that can genuinely change your life. I'm here to share some insightful, thought-provoking reminders to help you on your journey, whether you're trying to grow, make sense of life, or simply feel inspired. So grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's get into it. And hey, before we get started, if you're enjoying these kinds of videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and give this video a big thumbs up. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments as well, so don't hesitate to share your perspective. Alright, let's jump in. People know your worth, they just hope you don't. That one hits hard, right? We all have those moments when we feel overlooked, like our value is being underappreciated. The truth is, most people recognize your worth more than you might think, they just hope you don't figure it out. Because when you do, you start making choices that serve you, and not everyone will benefit from that. Remember, it's important to know your value, not just to feel it, but to act accordingly. Here's another one: don't base your decisions on the advice of those who don't have to deal with the results. Think about that for a second. How often do we let someone else's opinion sway our actions, when they're not the ones who have to live with the consequences? It's your life, and your choices will shape your reality, not theirs. If you're going to take advice, make sure it comes from someone who understands what it's like to walk in your shoes, or at least someone who genuinely cares about your well-being. Sometimes, good things fall apart so better things can come together. I know that sounds like a cliché, but if you've ever been through something you thought was the end of the world, only to find something amazing afterward, you know what I mean. When life feels like it's breaking you down, it might just be clearing space for something better to fall into place. Stay patient, and remember that endings are often just new beginnings in disguise. Accept people as they are, but place them where they belong. Not everyone in your life deserves front row seats. Some people are meant to be in the background, and that's okay. Letting everyone have the same level of influence over your thoughts, emotions, and decisions can be draining. It's not about judging others, it's about protecting your own peace. You decide how close people get, and where they belong in your life. It's okay to love some people from a distance. For better or worse, the way things are now is not how they will always be. Life moves, and it changes constantly. When you're in a tough spot, it can feel like it's forever, but it isn't. When things are great, sometimes you feel like it will always be that way, and that's not true either. Embrace the ups and downs, and don't cling to the present like it's all there is. The one constant in life is change, and when you come to terms with that, it becomes a lot easier to deal with whatever comes your way. Never confuse people who are always around you with people who are always there for you. It's easy to mistake presence for support. Just because someone is in your life, doesn't mean they have your back. True support comes from actions, not proximity. Keep those close who show up for you when it matters, not just when it's convenient. You can't reach for what's in front of you until you let go of what's behind you. This one's about letting go of what's holding you back. We all have past experiences, sometimes even people, that keep us stuck, unable to fully embrace the future. You can't grab hold of something new if your hands are full of the past. Let go, and create space for new opportunities. I know it's easier said than done, but trust me, it's worth it. It's your road, and yours alone. Others may walk it with you, but no one can walk it for you. You are ultimately the only one responsible for your journey. People may support you, walk beside you, but the choices are yours, the challenges are yours, and the rewards are yours too. It's your path, and that can feel lonely at times, but it also means you have the power to shape it. Don't try to save a person who isn't actively trying to save themselves. They just want someone to pull down with them and often don't really want to be saved. Helping others is important, but it's crucial to recognize when you're trying to help someone who doesn't want to change. You can't force someone to see the light if they're determined to stay in the dark. It's not your job to fix people who aren't interested in growth, and it's not selfish to focus on your own well-being. Whatever you do between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. pays the bills, and what you do between 5 p.m. and midnight builds your legacy. Think about it, your day job is important, sure. It keeps you afloat. But if you want more than just to get by, you need to use those after hours to work on your dreams. Whether it's a side hustle, learning a new skill, or working on something you're passionate about, that's how you create something lasting. It's about not just surviving, but thriving and building a life you're proud of. Be careful about the stories you're telling yourself about your current circumstances. A head full of negative thoughts has no space for positive ones. What you think about yourself and your situation matters more than you realize. If you constantly tell yourself things are hopeless, or that you're not capable, that's what you'll believe. Flip the script. Tell yourself you can. Be kind to yourself in your own head. You might be surprised by how much of a difference that can make. The people who say you can't and you won't are usually the ones scared that you will. When someone tells you that your dreams are too big or that your goals are unrealistic, it often has more to do with their own fears and insecurities than it does with your abilities. Don't let someone else's fear hold you back. Prove them wrong, not out of spite, but because you know what you're capable of. People ask what you do for a living so they can calculate the level of respect to give you. Sad but true, isn't it? In today's world, people often judge your worth based on your job title. But don't let that get to you. Your worth is not defined by your job or your income, it's defined by who you are as a person, by your character, and by how you treat others. Your life right now is a result of the choices you made this past year. Your life a year from now will be a result of the new choices you start to make. Change doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen if you start making different choices today. If you want something different, do something different. It's really that simple, but it's also incredibly powerful. The decisions you make now will shape your future, so choose wisely. Choosing comfort over discomfort does not lead to a comfortable life. It leads to complacency, stagnation, and eventually dissatisfaction. Growth happens when you step out of your comfort zone, when you take risks, face challenges, and embrace the uncomfortable. So if you're feeling too comfortable, maybe it's time to shake things up a bit. Alright, that wraps up this part. Remember, we're just getting started, and there's so much more to explore. If you're enjoying this so far, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment letting me know which of these reminders resonated with you the most. Stay tuned for the next part, we're just getting warmed up. Stay close to people who want more for you, not more from you. Think about the kind of relationships you want in your life. Are the people around you truly supporting your growth, or are they just using you for their own benefit? The difference between wanting more for you and wanting more from you is huge. People who want more for you push you to grow, challenge you to be better, and genuinely celebrate your successes. Those who want more from you often take without giving back. Keep your circle full of people who lift you up, not weigh you down. Sometimes the hardest things in life are the things we need to hear the most. Nobody likes to be called out, but sometimes the truth is what we need to push ourselves forward. Whether it's feedback from a friend or a wake-up call from life itself, facing hard truths is often the only way to grow. Ignoring those moments, or brushing them off as unimportant, doesn't change anything, it just keeps you stuck. Embrace those tough moments and use them to fuel your growth. Experience is the hardest kind of teacher. It gives you the test first and the lesson afterward. Life doesn't come with a manual. We learn by doing, by messing up, by trying again. And sometimes, we only realize what the lesson was after we've already lived through it. It's tough, but those experiences make us who we are. They build resilience, they teach us patience, and they help us understand ourselves better. So if you're feeling like life is testing you right now, just know that there's a lesson waiting on the other side. There comes a time in your life when you have to choose to turn the page, write another book, or simply close it. Not everything is meant to last forever. Sometimes, you outgrow situations, relationships, even dreams you once had. And that's okay. You can choose to turn the page and start a new chapter, you can choose to completely change the storyline, or you can choose to end it altogether. Life is a series of chapters, and it's up to you to decide how the story goes. Solving a problem without addressing its root cause is like taking a step forward and then one back. You might feel like you're making progress, but without tackling the real issue, you're just going in circles. It's like putting a band-aid on a broken bone. It might cover up the problem for a while, but it doesn't actually fix it. So if you want real change, dig deep. Figure out what's truly causing the problem, and work to resolve that. How you treat your body before you are 45 is how your body will treat you after 45. It's easy to take your health for granted when you're young, but the truth is, the habits you build now will determine your quality of life later. Your future self will thank you for taking care of your body today, whether that means exercising, eating well, or just managing stress. Think of your body like an investment. The more you put in now, the better the returns will be later. The wrong people always teach you the right life lessons. Isn't it funny how the people who hurt us often end up being our greatest teachers? The people who lie, disappoint, or mistreat us show us exactly what we don't want in our lives. They help us recognize our own boundaries, our self-worth, and what we truly deserve. While it's never easy to deal with the wrong people, remember that they serve a purpose. They teach us valuable lessons, and those lessons help us grow stronger and wiser. They say time changes things, but you actually have to change them yourself. Time alone doesn't fix anything, it's what you do with that time that makes the difference. If you're waiting for life to magically change, you might be waiting forever. Real change comes from action, from making different choices, from stepping out of your comfort zone. Time is just the opportunity, what you do with it is what counts. Once you realize the power of your presence, you won't be just anywhere. You'll start to understand that your energy, your time, your very presence has value. You'll be more selective about where you go, who you spend time with, and what you give your attention to. Because when you understand your worth, you stop showing up in places that don't deserve you. It's about knowing your value and not wasting it on things or people that don't appreciate it. You will never hear someone who's doing better than you speak negatively about you. People who are truly successful, who are happy, fulfilled, and doing well, don't have time to bring others down. They're too busy focusing on their own goals and helping others succeed. So if someone is trying to tear you down, remember that it says more about them than it does about you. Let them talk, you're too busy growing to listen. If you don't separate yourself from your distractions will separate you from your goals and the life you want. Distractions are everywhere, social media, TV, even people who demand too much of your time. If you let them, they'll pull you away from the things that matter most. If you want to reach your goals, you have to be disciplined enough to cut out the noise. Focus on what's important, and don't let distractions get in the way of your progress. If you find a path without any obstacles, it probably leads nowhere. Challenges are part of the journey, and if something feels too easy, it might not be leading you anywhere worthwhile. Growth comes from overcoming obstacles, from facing challenges head-on and coming out stronger. If the road is too smooth, it might be a sign that you're not pushing yourself enough. Don't be afraid of obstacles, they're what make the journey worthwhile. One of the fastest ways to improve your life is to simply do what you said you were going to do. Keeping promises to yourself builds trust, confidence, and momentum. When you set goals and follow through, you prove to yourself that you are capable, reliable, and worthy of success. It's easy to make excuses, but real growth happens when you hold yourself accountable and follow through on your commitments. There is only one thing more painful than learning from experience, and that is not learning from experience. Mistakes are inevitable, we all make them. But the real tragedy is when we keep making the same mistakes over and over because we refuse to learn. Growth comes from acknowledging where we went wrong, making changes, and doing better next time. If you're not learning from your experiences, you're missing out on the opportunity to grow. You don't get what you wish for, you get what you work for. It's nice to have dreams, but dreams alone won't get you anywhere. You have to put in the work, day in and day out, to turn those dreams into reality. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. If you want something badly enough, you have to be willing to do whatever it takes to achieve it. You are always stronger and more resourceful than you give yourself credit for. We all underestimate ourselves sometimes. We think we're not capable, not strong enough, not smart enough. But the truth is, you have more strength, resilience, and resourcefulness than you realize. When you're faced with a challenge, dig deep. you'll be surprised at just how much you can handle. 2 things to remember in life: take care of your thoughts when you're alone, and take care of your words when you're with people. Your thoughts shape your reality, and what you tell yourself matters. When you're alone, be kind to yourself. And when you're with others, remember that words have power. They can build up or tear down, so choose them wisely. People only change for themselves. You won't have to force it or break yourself apart trying to help them. Change has to come from within. No matter how much you want to help someone, if they're not ready to change, there's nothing you can do. Focus on your own growth, and let others come to their own realizations in their own time. That's it for this part. If you're enjoying this journey, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. There's still more to come, so stick around for the next part. If it can be fixed, why are you complaining? If it can't be fixed, why are you complaining? This one's simple but powerful. We spend so much time and energy complaining about things that either can be changed or can't be helped. If there's something you can do about it, then do it. Don't waste time complaining. And if there's nothing you can do, let it go. Complaining doesn't change anything, it only steals your peace. Everyone wants to skip the struggle, not realizing that's where character is built. It's natural to want an easy path, but the truth is, the struggles we face are what shape us. They teach us patience, resilience, and grit. If you skip the hard parts, you skip the lessons that come with them. Struggle builds character, and character is what helps you succeed when things get tough. So embrace the challenges, because they are a necessary part of your growth. Failure is the way life teaches us its rules, particularly the ones we don't want to learn. Nobody likes to fail, but failure is one of life's best teachers. It forces you to look at what went wrong, to adapt, and to try again. The lessons you learn from failure are often the most important ones, the ones that guide you toward success. Remember, failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of the journey to get there. It never gets easy, but it gets easier. Life isn't easy, and there will always be new challenges, new obstacles, and new struggles. But as you grow, as you learn, and as you develop resilience, you'll find that you can handle more. What once seemed impossible becomes manageable. The challenges don't necessarily go away, but your ability to face them improves. So don't wait for life to be easy, instead, work on becoming stronger. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. Preparation is everything. If you want to succeed, you have to be willing to put in the work beforehand. Whether it's studying, practicing, or planning, the time you spend preparing is what sets you up for success. Don't leave things to chance. Take the time to prepare, and you'll be ready for whatever comes your way. Some people are investments, and some people are bills. Know the difference. There are people in your life who will uplift you, inspire you, and make you a better person. They are your investments. Then there are those who drain your energy, take without giving, and leave you feeling exhausted. They are your bills. It's important to recognize the difference and to invest your time and energy in people who add value to your life, not those who take it away. Every adversity, every failure, and every heartache carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. It might be hard to see it in the moment, but every challenge you face has the potential to make you stronger, to teach you something valuable, or to open up new opportunities. When you face adversity, try to look for the lesson or the benefit that comes with it. It might not make the pain go away, but it can help you grow through it. You can choose the game you play, but not its rules. Life gives us choices, but every choice comes with its own set of rules and consequences. You get to decide what you want to do, but you don't get to decide the challenges that come with it. If you choose to start a business, you have to deal with the risks. If you choose to pursue a dream, you have to face the obstacles that come with it. Accept the rules, and play the game the best you can. We cannot live happily wishing the world followed the rules we are comfortable with. The world doesn't bend to our wishes, and waiting for things to be just right is a recipe for disappointment. Happiness comes from accepting things as they are and finding peace within that reality. Stop waiting for the world to change and start changing the way you respond to it. Adaptability is key to finding happiness in an unpredictable world. Stop being so available to people who are only there for you when it's convenient for them. Your time and energy are valuable, and you shouldn't waste them on people who don't appreciate them. If someone only reaches out when it's convenient for them, or when they need something from you, it might be time to set some boundaries. You deserve relationships that are mutual, where both people are giving and receiving. Don't be afraid to distance yourself from those who don't value you. You don't notice your progress in life because you are always raising the bar. Sometimes it feels like we're not getting anywhere, but that's only because we keep moving the goalposts. As soon as we achieve one goal, we set our sights on the next, and we forget to celebrate how far we've come. Take a moment to look back at where you started and appreciate the progress you've made. You might be surprised by just how far you've come. The human capacity for burden is like bamboo, far more flexible than you'd ever believe at first glance. We are capable of so much more than we give ourselves credit for. When life throws challenges at you, you may feel like you can't handle it, but you can. Just like bamboo, you can bend without breaking. Trust in your ability to get through tough times, because you are stronger and more resilient than you know. When you're driving through the darkness, you can only see as far as the headlights shine, but you can make the whole trip that way. Life is often uncertain, and we rarely know what's coming next. But just like driving at night, you don't need to see the whole road to keep moving forward. Focus on what's right in front of you, take it one step at a time, and trust that you'll make it to your destination. There is a healthy amount of distrust to have in everyone. Nobody's intentions are truly clear, even after being stated. It doesn't mean you should be paranoid, but it's wise to be cautious. People aren't always what they seem, and it's important to protect yourself. Trust, but verify. Be open, but also be aware. It's about finding a balance between trusting others and protecting your own well-being. You aren't crazy, you're intelligent. The trouble is, you think you have time. We all think we have more time than we do. We put off our dreams, our goals, and the things that matter most because we think we can do them later. But time is not guaranteed. If there's something you want to do, start now. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because that moment might never come. The time to start is now. Our wounds are often the openings into the best and most beautiful parts of us. The pain we experience, the struggles we go through, they shape us in ways we can't always see at the time. They open us up, make us more compassionate, more understanding, and more appreciative of the good in life. Your wounds don't define you, but they do contribute to who you become. Embrace them as part of your journey. If they don't know you personally, don't take it personally. It's easy to get caught up in what others think of us, especially in the age of social media. But remember, most of the people who judge you don't know you at all. They don't know your story, your struggles, or your dreams. Don't let their opinions affect you. Focus on the people who matter, the ones who truly know and care about you. Recognizing that you are not where you want to be is a starting point to begin changing your life. Awareness is the first step toward transformation. If you're not happy with where you are, use that feeling as motivation to make a change. It's okay to feel dissatisfied, as long as you use that dissatisfaction to fuel your growth. Start taking steps, no matter how small, toward the life you want to live. If you wouldn't take advice from them, why would you take criticism? Criticism can be helpful, but only when it comes from someone whose opinion you respect. If someone hasn't walked your path, if they haven't achieved what you're aiming for, then their criticism might not be worth your time. Listen to those who have been where you want to go, and take their words to heart. The rest is just noise. Sometimes the smallest step in the right direction ends up being the biggest step of your life. It's easy to get overwhelmed by big goals and huge dreams. But often, it's the small, consistent actions that make the biggest difference. Don't underestimate the power of a single step. One small action can set off a chain reaction that changes your entire life. Thanks for sticking around for another part. If you're finding value in these reminders, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment with your thoughts. Your support means the world to me, and I can't wait to share more in the next part. Smart people learn from everything and everyone, average people learn from their experiences, and those who think they know it all don't learn at all. Wisdom comes from being open to new ideas, new perspectives, and new lessons. The smartest people are those who are constantly learning, not just from their own experiences but also from the people around them. Every person you meet has something they can teach you if you're willing to listen. Stay curious, stay humble, and never stop learning. Don't tell your friends what your enemies shouldn't know. It's important to be mindful of what you share and with whom. Even well-meaning friends can accidentally spill secrets or let things slip. Not everyone needs to know every detail of your life, and sometimes keeping things close to your chest is the best way to protect yourself. Trust is valuable, but it's also fragile. Share wisely, and remember that some things are better kept private. Expect little from people, but expect a lot from yourself. That's the secret to a happy life. When you set high expectations for others, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. People are imperfect, and they will let you down. Instead, focus on what you can control, your actions, your choices, your attitude. Expect the best from yourself, and let others be who they are. You'll find a lot more peace when you stop expecting others to live up to your standards. Don't rely on others to tell you how to be happy or what makes a good life. Happiness is deeply personal, and what works for someone else might not work for you. It's easy to get caught up in other people's definitions of success or happiness, but true fulfillment comes from figuring out what brings you joy and going after it. Don't let society, friends, or even family dictate what your happiness should look like. Define it for yourself, and live accordingly. Staying positive doesn't mean you have to be happy all the time. It means that even on hard days, you know that better ones are coming. Positivity isn't about ignoring the bad or pretending everything is okay when it's not. It's about choosing to believe that the tough times are temporary and that brighter days are ahead. It's okay to have bad days. Just don't let those days define your outlook on life. Don't just love yourself, have respect for yourself. There's a difference between self-love and self-respect. Loving yourself means accepting who you are, flaws and all. Respecting yourself means holding yourself to a standard, setting boundaries, and not allowing others to treat you poorly. Self-respect is about knowing your worth and refusing to settle for less than you deserve. It's not just about feeling good about yourself, it's about standing up for yourself. Don't let anyone who hasn't been in your shoes tell you how to tie your laces. Everyone has an opinion, but not everyone understands your journey. People will try to give you advice or tell you what you should do, but unless they've walked your path, they can't truly understand what you're going through. Trust your instincts, and remember that you are the expert on your own life. Listen to others, but ultimately, follow your own path. The quickest way to succeed is to start now and figure it out as you go. Too often, we get stuck in the planning phase, waiting for the perfect moment or until we feel completely ready. But the truth is, you'll never feel completely ready, and the perfect moment doesn't exist. Success comes from action, from starting, even when things are messy and uncertain, and figuring it out along the way. Take the leap, and trust that you'll learn what you need as you go. You can't learn to drive in a parked car. Growth requires movement. If you're standing still, waiting for something to happen, nothing will change. You have to start moving, even if you're not sure of the direction. It's through action, through trial and error, that we learn and grow. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's better to be moving, learning, and adjusting than to stay stuck in the same place, afraid to make a wrong turn. The time you kill does not die without avenging itself. Time is your most precious resource, and once it's gone, you can never get it back. Every minute you waste is a minute you'll never have again, and wasted time has a way of coming back to haunt us in the form of regret. Be mindful of how you spend your time. Invest it in things that matter, in people who uplift you, and in activities that bring you closer to your goals. Be not afraid of moving slowly, be only afraid of standing still. Progress is progress, no matter how small. It's easy to feel discouraged when things aren't happening as quickly as you'd like, but the key is to keep moving forward, even if it's just one small step at a time. Standing still is what keeps you stuck. As long as you're moving, you're growing, and eventually, those small steps will add up to big changes. We generate fears while we sit, we overcome them by action. Fear often grows when we overthink and do nothing. The more you sit and dwell on something, the bigger and scarier it becomes. But once you take action, you realize that most of your fears were just in your head. Action is the antidote to fear. The more you do, the less you fear. So, instead of sitting around worrying, take a step, any step, and watch your fears shrink. You can lie down for people to walk on you, and they'll still complain you're not flat enough. No matter how much you try to please others, there will always be people who aren't satisfied. You could give everything you have, and some people will still want more. The lesson here is that you can't make everyone happy, and you shouldn't try. Focus on being true to yourself, on doing what feels right to you, and let go of the need for others' approval. Maybe the path that scares you the most is the one you need to take. Fear is often a sign that something matters to you. If you're afraid of a certain path, it might be because it challenges you, pushes you out of your comfort zone, or takes you towards something you truly want. Don't let fear hold you back. Sometimes, the scariest path is the one that will lead to the most growth and fulfillment. Don't be afraid to do things by yourself. Waiting for other people will cause you to miss out on some wonderful things in life. Too often, we hold ourselves back because we don't want to do things alone. But the truth is, some of the best experiences in life happen when you step out on your own. Don't wait for others to be ready. If there's something you want to do, go for it, whether you have company or not. When you find no solution to a problem, it's probably not a problem to be solved, but rather a truth to be accepted. Some things in life can't be fixed or changed, no matter how hard we try. When you find yourself stuck on a problem with no solution in sight, it might be time to let go and accept it as it is. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up, it means finding peace with the things you can't control. You'll never be rewarded for following someone else's rules. If you only do what others expect of you, you'll never truly stand out or achieve what you're capable of. Success comes from taking risks, from breaking away from the norm, and from following your own path. Don't be afraid to question the rules, to do things differently, and to carve out your own way. The people who make a difference are the ones who aren't afraid to break the mold. If you only do what you can do, you'll never be more than you are now. Growth requires pushing beyond your current abilities, taking on challenges that stretch you, and constantly striving to be better. If you stay within your comfort zone, doing only what you know you can do, you'll never reach your full potential. Don't be afraid to aim higher, to take on tasks that feel impossible. It's through those challenges that you grow. When you work for someone else, you have the right only to labor, not to the fruits of your labor. Working for someone else means you're helping to build their dream, not yours. While there's nothing wrong with having a job, it's important to remember that true freedom comes from creating something of your own. Whether it's a side hustle, a passion project, or your own business, having something that's yours gives you control over the fruits of your labor. Problems grow to the size they need for you to acknowledge them. Ignoring a problem doesn't make it go away, it makes it grow. Problems demand attention, and the longer you avoid them, the bigger and more complicated they become. The best way to deal with a problem is to face it head-on, as soon as you notice it. Don't wait for it to grow out of control. Acknowledge it, take action, and resolve it before it becomes overwhelming. Thank you so much for watching another part of this journey. If you're finding these messages helpful, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Your support means everything, and I can't wait to see you in the next part. Not all storms come to disrupt your life, some come to clear your path. When everything feels chaotic, when it seems like life is falling apart, remember that sometimes, those storms are exactly what you need to make room for something new. Storms have a way of clearing away what no longer serves us, of breaking down old patterns and habits, and creating space for new growth. Embrace the chaos, because it might just be the beginning of something better. You may not realize it when it happens, but a kick in the teeth may be the best thing in the world for you. Setbacks and disappointments often feel like the end of the world in the moment, but they can be the catalysts for growth. Sometimes, it takes a hard fall to wake us up, to force us to reevaluate our path, and to push us in a new direction. Don't fear the setbacks, use them as opportunities to grow and change. You will never change your life until you change something you do daily. Habits are the building blocks of our lives. If you want to see real change, you have to start with your daily routines. It's the small actions you take every day that add up over time and lead to transformation. If you want different results, you have to be willing to make different choices, even in the seemingly mundane parts of your day. Adversity is not a detour, it is part of the path. Too often, we view challenges as obstacles that divert us from our path. But the truth is, adversity is part of the journey. It shapes us, tests us, and prepares us for what's ahead. Instead of seeing challenges as roadblocks, see them as necessary steps on your journey. Every struggle you face is bringing you closer to your destination. If you fuel your journey on the opinions of others, you are going to run out of gas. Seeking validation from others is a losing game. No matter what you do, there will always be someone who disapproves. If you let others' opinions dictate your choices, you'll end up exhausted and unfulfilled. Instead, fuel your journey with your own passion, your own goals, and your own vision. The only opinion that truly matters is yours. Go forth on your path, as it exists only through your walking. No one else can walk your path for you. Your journey is uniquely yours, and it only becomes real when you take the steps to make it happen. It might feel uncertain, it might be scary, but the only way to discover where your path leads is to start walking. Trust in yourself, and take the steps, even when the way isn't clear. Show respect to people even when they don't deserve it. Respect is a reflection of your character, not theirs. How you treat others is a reflection of who you are, not who they are. Even when someone is rude, disrespectful, or unkind, choose to rise above. Show respect, not because they deserve it, but because it's a standard you hold for yourself. It's about staying true to your own values, regardless of how others behave. If you want to feed a problem, keep thinking about it. If you want to solve a problem, take action. Overthinking is a trap. The more you dwell on a problem, the bigger it becomes in your mind. The only way to truly solve a problem is to take action. It doesn't have to be a big step, just do something, anything, to move forward. Action is what brings solutions, not endless rumination. The road to success and the road to failure are almost exactly the same. Both paths require effort, persistence, and risk. The difference is that on the road to success, you learn from your failures and keep moving forward. On the road to failure, you let setbacks stop you. Success isn't about never failing, it's about choosing to get up and keep going every time you fall. The road is the same, it's how you travel it that makes the difference. Sometimes you need your feelings hurt so you can wake up and focus on yourself. Pain has a way of waking us up, of showing us where we've been neglecting ourselves. When someone hurts you, use it as a reminder to turn your focus inward. Instead of dwelling on the pain, use it as motivation to invest in yourself, to grow, and to become stronger. Sometimes, the hurt is exactly what you need to realize it's time to prioritize yourself. Most of what feels urgent is important for someone else, not for you. We often get caught up in the demands of others, mistaking their urgency for our own. But just because something feels urgent doesn't mean it's important for you. Learn to distinguish between what truly matters to you and what others want from you. Focus on what aligns with your goals, and don't let the urgency of others derail you from your path. As long as you're going to be thinking, think big. If you're going to spend time and energy on something, why not aim high? Thinking small doesn't serve you, and it doesn't serve the world. Dream big, set big goals, and believe in your ability to achieve them. The size of your dreams is only limited by the size of your thinking, so don't hold back. If you're going to think big. Only those who are willing to go too far can possibly find out how far one can go. Pushing your limits is the only way to truly discover what you're capable of. If you stay within your comfort zone, you'll never know your full potential. Be willing to take risks, to push yourself, and to go beyond what feels comfortable. It's only by going too far that you find out just how far you can actually go. Adversity has the effect of eliciting talents that, in prosperous circumstances, would have lain dormant. When everything is easy, we have no reason to dig deep, to push ourselves, or to discover what we're truly capable of. But when adversity strikes, it forces us to find strength and talents we didn't know we had. Hard times have a way of bringing out the best in us, of revealing hidden talents and strengths that only come to the surface when we're tested. A decision is a sharp knife that cuts clean and straight. Indecision is a dull one that hacks and tears, leaving ragged edges behind. Making a decision, even if it's not the perfect one, is better than staying stuck in indecision. Indecision keeps you in limbo, unable to move forward or back. It leaves you feeling torn and uncertain. A clear decision, on the other hand, allows you to take action and move forward. Don't fear making the wrong choice, fear staying stuck in indecision. What you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving them. The true value of achieving a goal isn't in the outcome, it's in the person you become along the way. It's the growth, the discipline, the resilience that truly matters. Goals are simply the vehicle for becoming the best version of yourself. So, set big goals, not just for what you will achieve, but for who you will become in the process. If you don't like the road you're walking, start paving another one. You are not stuck. If you don't like where your life is headed, you have the power to change direction. It might not be easy, and it might require a lot of hard work, but you can always choose a new path. Don't let fear or comfort keep you on a road that doesn't fulfill you. Start paving a new path, one that leads to where you truly want to go. If you wait until you're ready, you'll be waiting for the rest of your life. There's no such thing as the perfect time to start. If you keep waiting until you feel ready, you'll never take the leap. The truth is, you're never going to feel fully prepared, and that's okay. Start now, even if it's messy, even if it's scary. The only way to get ready is to begin. Take the leap, and trust that you'll learn and grow along the way. You have to fight through some bad days to earn the best days of your life. Life isn't always easy, and there will be days when everything feels like it's going wrong. But those bad days are part of the journey, and they make the good days that much sweeter. Don't let a few tough days discourage you. Keep going, because the best days are worth the struggle. The hard times don't last forever, but the rewards of pushing through them do. Thanks for watching another part of this journey. If you're finding value in these messages, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support means so much, and I can't wait to continue this journey with you in the next part. The world is round, and the place that seems like the end may also be the beginning. Life has a funny way of circling back, and what feels like a dead end is often just the start of something new. When one chapter closes, another opens. Instead of fearing the end, embrace it as an opportunity to start fresh. Every ending holds the seeds of a new beginning, and sometimes what seems like the end is really just the beginning of something even better. With confidence, you have won before you have started. Believing in yourself is half the battle. When you approach challenges with confidence, you're already ahead of the game. Confidence allows you to take risks, to step into the unknown, and to face challenges head-on. It doesn't mean you won't fail, but it means that you're willing to try. And in trying, you've already won a victory over fear. Don't be discouraged, it's often the last key in the bunch that opens the lock. When you feel like giving up, remember that success often comes when you least expect it. You might have tried and failed multiple times, but that doesn't mean you won't succeed. It just means you haven't found the right key yet. Keep trying, keep pushing, and don't give up. The key to your success might be closer than you think. If we all did the things we are capable of, we would literally astound ourselves. Most of us are capable of far more than we realize. We limit ourselves with doubt, with fear, and with excuses. But if you push past those limitations, if you truly give your all, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. You are capable of greatness, but you have to be willing to challenge yourself, to push beyond what you think is possible. Change is never painful, only resistance to change is painful. It's human nature to resist change. We cling to what's familiar, even when it no longer serves us. But the pain we feel isn't from the change itself, it's from our resistance to it. When we learn to embrace change, to see it as an opportunity rather than a threat, we can find peace. Change is inevitable, but suffering through it is optional. Let go of resistance, and embrace the new. 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did. Regret is a powerful thing, and it often stems not from our failures, but from our inaction. The chances we didn't take, the risks we avoided, the dreams we never pursued, those are the things we regret the most. Don't let fear hold you back. Take the leap, make the mistakes, and live fully. You'll be glad you did. Maturity is when you stop complaining and making excuses, and start making changes. It's easy to blame others, to complain about circumstances, and to make excuses for why things aren't the way you want them to be. But true maturity is about taking responsibility for your life. It's about recognizing that while you can't control everything, you can control your actions, your attitude, and your choices. Stop complaining, start doing, and watch your life transform. The first step toward getting somewhere is to decide you're not going to stay where you are. Change begins with a decision. You have to decide that you want more, that you deserve better, and that you're willing to do what it takes to get there. It's not enough to wish for change, you have to make a conscious decision to pursue it. Once you make that decision, the rest will follow. Sometimes you have to lose all you have to find out who you truly are. When we lose everything, we're forced to confront what really matters. It strips away the superficial, the distractions, and leaves us with the core of who we are. Losing it all is painful, but it can also be the most transformative experience. It allows you to rebuild, to create a life that is more aligned with who you truly are. Sometimes, losing everything is the only way to truly find yourself. You will have to face problems all your life, and you can decide whether they will be the same ones over and over. Problems are a part of life, but the key is to learn from them. If you find yourself facing the same issues again and again, it's a sign that there's a lesson you haven't learned yet. Growth comes from learning from your mistakes and making different choices. Face your problems head on, learn from them, and move forward. Don't let them keep repeating. Nothing is permanent in this wicked world, not even our troubles. When you're in the midst of a tough time, it can feel like it will last forever. But the truth is, nothing is permanent, not the good, not the bad. Life is constantly changing, and whatever you're going through right now, it will pass. Hold on, stay strong, and remember that the tough times are temporary. Better days are always ahead. There is hope even when your brain tells you there isn't. Sometimes, our own minds can be our worst enemies. Negative thoughts, fear, and doubt can make it seem like there's no way out. But even when your brain is telling you there's no hope, know that hope exists. It might be hard to see, but it's there. Keep pushing forward, even when it feels hopeless. Your mind might try to convince you otherwise, but there is always hope. Stay away from negative people, they have a problem for every solution. Negativity is contagious. If you surround yourself with people who constantly focus on the negative, it will drag you down. Instead, seek out people who lift you up, who see the possibilities rather than the obstacles. Life is hard enough without the added weight of other people's negativity. Choose your circle wisely, and stay close to those who bring positivity into your life. Where there is ruin, there is hope for a treasure. Sometimes, it's in the darkest places that we find the greatest treasures. When everything seems to be falling apart, when it feels like you're at rock bottom, that's often where you find the most growth, the most beauty, the most potential. Don't fear the ruins, they might just be hiding something wonderful. Out of destruction often comes the opportunity for something new and beautiful. Don't be scared because you don't have all the answers right away. Life is full of uncertainty, and nobody has all the answers. It's okay to not know what comes next, to not have everything figured out. Embrace the uncertainty, and trust that the answers will come when you need them. The journey is about discovery, not having everything planned out in advance. Take it one step at a time, and trust that you'll find your way. Just because you hate this chapter doesn't mean you'll hate the book. Life is made up of many chapters, and not all of them are pleasant. But just because you're in a tough chapter right now doesn't mean the rest of your story won't be amazing. Keep turning the page, keep moving forward, and trust that better chapters are ahead. The current chapter is just one part of your story, it doesn't define the whole book. No amount of regret can change the past, and no amount of worrying can change the future. Regret and worry are two of the most useless emotions. They rob you of the present moment, keeping you stuck in the past or anxious about the future. You can't change what's already happened, and you can't control what's yet to come. Focus on the present, on what you can do right now to create a better future, and let go of the regret and worry. We must accept finite disappointment but never lose infinite hope. Disappointment is a part of life, and it's something we all have to face. But while disappointment is inevitable, losing hope is not. Hope is what keeps us going, what drives us forward, even when things are tough. Accept the disappointments, learn from them, but never let them extinguish your hope. Hope is infinite, and it's what will carry you through. If you look for the light, you will often find it, but if you look for the dark, it is all you will ever see. What you focus on grows. If you focus on the negative, on what's wrong, on the darkness, that's all you will see. But if you make an effort to look for the light, to see the good, to focus on the positive, you'll find that there is so much beauty in the world. Choose to see the light, even when it's hard to find. Start by doing what's necessary, then do what's possible, and suddenly, you are doing the impossible. Change doesn't happen overnight, and big goals can feel overwhelming. But if you start small, doing what's necessary, then moving on to what's possible, you'll find that you can accomplish far more than you ever imagined. The impossible becomes possible when you take it one step at a time, building on small successes. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through these powerful lessons and reminders. I hope you found some value and inspiration here. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future content. And of course, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What resonated with you the most? Let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, keep growing, keep striving, and remember, you are stronger than you know.